Tony Bag A Tacos wants to know about preparing med kits. We'll talk about that in a series of videos. And I'm going to show you a few suggestions how I do things. And what I would suggest to begin with is, and I've talked about this, get a notebook. If you don't already have one, but get a notebook or scratch piece of paper right now. And this is for everyone. Think in your head what it is as far as first aid you use most and write it down. Get you that list going. After you've got that list down, then I want you to go and Google 10 top items for your med kit. Stuff like that. And the reason why I want you to do it that way is because before you look at any list, you've already got a mindset of what you want in the medical kit. I would suggest a backpack to start storing everything in and build you a nice medical kit in that. That's, of course, if you have to leave home in a rush, or you can carry it in your car whenever you and your family leave to go somewhere. That way you always have it on you. Now, due to the way I prep and my lifestyle, I have my med kit broken down into sections. I do have a backpack in my car that I carry at all times. So if something happens in my car, it breaks down, I can put supplies in it, and I can get all my med kit together and put it in there. And you're probably asking why, why do I have everything separated like I do? Well, for one thing, I work at a shipyard, and I have a small clear backpack that I carry around in there. As a crane operator, I had to carry food, paperwork, and my med kit and other items in this thing. So I keep a very small med kit in my backpack personalized for me. And that's these two things right here in this Rubbermaid container. Now, if you've seen my videos, you'll notice a lot of these containers in the videos. And that's because these are the perfect size and shape to drop in a backpack and to carry around in there. They fit all backpacks perfectly, and that's why I love them. This one, I carry my backpack full time, and it consists of a lot of just small personal items. So my cortisone, in case rashes, itches. And then I have a pill carrier that I have in here. Contains Advil, Allegra D, acid fluid, other things throughout there that I may need during the day. And then I have my little kit of Q-tips. There it is. A few band-aids in here I keep. A bandage in case I got to wrap something. Triple antibiotic. And a little tiny vial of blood stop in case I get a little bleeding that won't stop. Eye drops. And alcohol pads. And little things that I carry around in here. And of course, since I don't have that much room in here, I actually carry these little, which they call finger condoms also. If you don't want to get a wound dirty or something, just throw these over your fingers to clean the wound and put a Band-Aid on there. And I keep everything packed in a way that the most important thing, and the thing I'll be using most, is always on top. That way I don't have to keep pulling everything out. Because I'm in a crane, the cab is real tight. I don't have a lot of room to be dumping this out everywhere. Also, what I keep in there, and I purchased this on Amazon, is this Quartet Outdoor Skin Protection Kit. I normally don't buy kits. I put together my own, but I fell in love with this one. I use the... let's do the next video. As you can tell, it has all sorts of items in here. Hand sanitizer, sunblock towelette, burning cream, a poison ivory cleanser towel, stuff for insect bites, just all sorts of things. And when I run out of this, I'll order another packet of it. It comes in a box, but I keep this full at all time, and this stays in my backpack. Like I say, I'm not big on buying medical kits and stuff like this, but this thing here I've had for a few years, and it is just, I keep it in my backpack at all times as well. Now, another part of my med kit I keep in my car. And I've got it broken down in these containers as well also. Anything happens, my car and I break down, I don't want to carry 2 backpacks. So I will strip the clear backpack I have and put everything in my main carry-all backpack. Everything will stack right on top. There's my full first aid kit right there. There's my backpack along with everything else around it. So, like I say, I love these containers here. They're perfect. Now, and the 2 containers I keep in my car. This is my minor first aid kit here. Has all my antiseptics, gloves, boxes of Band-Aids, once again the little finger condoms, medications, and medical tape. Couple rolls of medical tape in here. And right here was an old chewing gum pack I had, and I have placed Q-tips in there, some super glue. Every med kit needs super glue, quite a bit of super glue, and of course a few vials of the blood stop. All in here. And it all stays packed nice and neatly in here. Now for extreme emergencies, this is my little triage kit here. And what I have in here is a tourniquet. Right here, this is a specialized tourniquet to put over a limb, twist it down, and tighten it up. I believe it was, I can't remember how much it was. I've had it for about a year, but I've got 3 of these. I've got one in, I keep with my kit, one my wife keeps in her car, and we have one in our medical closet. I'll get to that later. Another thing here, if you notice, feminine pads. If you're not aware of it, they're great to keep in your first aid kit because why? They absorb blood. Now, I forgot who warned me, but I'm getting ready to throw these out and switch over to organic pads because I learned from a couple of my followers. Most of these are recycled from trash and other plastics that you don't want in your wound. And some of these evenly increase the blood flow. So I found out that what I need to do is buy organic feminine pads, and as soon as I get those, I'll throw these out. This is a emergency trauma dressing that I keep in here at all times, also for very large wounds if something happens. An arm sling, more gloves, and of course lots of medical tape, and bandages to put over there, and more blood stuff. And this here, like I said, I keep all this in my car. And if I have to walk, something happens, I can stick it all together in one backpack. And keeping everything separated and broken down like that makes it easier to get to what I need in one small container, not having to dig through stuff. And I like the backpack idea, and I used to do that all the time. Problem is, there's only so much room in my trunk for other things I have. So I carry one empty backpack, depending on my situation, that I can load up with my food, my gear, and especially all my first aid supplies if I've got to walk. Now, over time, you always want to keep adding to your first aid supplies to build it up. Just in case something happens and you're stuck home, you can't go anywhere. You just do it just like your food preps. You continually build up. And this is what my wife and I have built up over time. This is our little medical closet right here that we've worked on, and it just has an unbelievable amount of, we even have plaster here to make casts. If something happens, you wet this down and we can make a cast out of it. But it's just, we've been doing this for years, so that's why we've got so much stuff here. And we treat it just like the food. You want to constantly rotate what you have. If I run out of something and one of these kits, I don't run out to the store and buy it. I come in here and I get it out of our medical closet here. And once I get it, whatever it is I get out of here, I make a note. There's a full list of everything we have in here in this notebook and some other information. Needs, each part of the family has, all that. Kind of like a medical record that we put in here. Allergies, stuff like that we keep on hand in here. We're inside my camper. And we go up and down the East Coast. We have 18 grandchildren, another one on the way. And so something happens, we can't get back home. We also have a full first aid, medical, trauma closet, all that. I'm lucky. My wife's an MD. I've got a stepson who's a surgeon. So we're well stocked up with medical needs and knowledge. Now, as I was saying, you want to rotate this. Every time we need something of our little kits or in our house also, if we need something in the house, we get it out of here and we make a note and we resupply and put it back in here. That way, this is constantly being rotated. You don't have to worry about band-aids and bandages that have dried out and gone bad. Everything gets pulled from here. We've got hydrogen peroxide, certain vitamins, certain medications, over-the-counter medications. If we need something, it comes from this closet here and goes where we need it. And when we replace it, we put it back in here. My biggest thing to all of you out there, Google the information also. Everyone's needs are different, but I would suggest if you make a first aid kit, do it in a backpack. That way you can always keep it with you in your car. And if you have to walk, you can hang it. And if you have to walk, you've got it with you the entire time. So, hope all that helps. Appreciate the question, Tony. And by no means go through everything I'm doing. Take everything, my information, advice here with a grain of salt. Do your own research, and figure out how you want to build your own med kit. Do it slowly over time. Keep things well stocked up, and you can treat it just like your food pantry. You're going to keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it, especially with things that you find that you're using a lot. Find you one source to keep it all together, and use that as your supply closet to feed your backpack, your other little kits and all that from there. That way you don't have to worry about rushing out to the store, buying Band-Aids for this kit, buying Band-Aids for that backpack. It all goes to one supply closet, and that's where you get everything from. So, hope it all helped. I appreciate the question, and have a great day.